Hi, all. Thank you so much for being back for another episode of From Chaos to Clarity. I'm joined by Tripti Sharma today, somebody with wealth of experience in psychology. She is a parenting coach, which is something we don't hear on a regular basis nowadays. Apart from that, she's done over 500 plus workshops. These workshops are primarily for corporates, and she brings in a wealth of experience in terms of mentoring future coaches. So, before I walk her through my drill of putting her in the hotspot and asking her many questions, I would like her to make a small contribution towards her own introduction. So, on to you, Tripti.
Thank you so much for calling me here, Ashwini. It's a privilege for me to be here, providing value to people. Ashwini being the modest person. So we are here together, and I'm Tripti Sharma. I'm a psychologist by profession, and I have been into this profession since last 9 years. So yes, a lot of experience being with real life clients, how they go through the trauma, the challenges that they face, and I'm a parenting expert, a relationship expert, and this is where my work flows. A corporate trainer where I work with a lot of corporates and work with employees and their teams to enhance their productivity. So this is all about me.
Wonderful. So, one more time, thanks for being here. So, let's start with the very first question. I've always had this in mind for somebody so young with 500 plus workshops under her belt. Uh, One, obviously, we've already discussed that you are a personal coach plus a corporate coach. So, give me some idea. One, what made you bring parenting into corporate wellness conversation?
Okay. It's something the first time someone has asked me this question. I would love to answer because when I ask the corporates, when we reach out to clients and then they talk about that, okay, parenting, is it a thing that we should include in our employee engagement mental health workshops? There was a question that why and why should we include it? But then I shared with them that why, because it's something that they need to balance it out. The concerns that at times mental health concerns are not about just the professional, it's all coming from personal challenges that they are facing. Maybe, okay, they are here in the workplace till let's say 7 p.m., 8 p.m. But the whole ruckus goes when they go back home with a lot of burnout and they're not at ease and they throw their all the challenges, the trauma, the concerns over to maybe children, over to their parenting, over to the family. And they are not able to balance things up. The burnout happens. Let's say that the person was not able to fix certain thing in the meeting and the mood is off. They go back home and there comes a lot of challenge when because at times we surpass our whole challenges onto some other. Let's say my mood was not good and I just yelled at you coming back home. It's the regulation that I'm not able to do. So parenting is something that I felt and I said that it's a major challenge that they are facing. And when at personal level things are easy, their mental health is super awesome, they are able to work through all the challenges that are happening at the professional front super easy. But if the personal things are haywire, they are not able to handle the professional. So it's very important.
Such a lovely point that you've made. Um, Specifically keeping in mind, there has been this conversation around work-life balance, and that conversation has been mostly around the number of hours. And a lot of big individuals, in terms of their position in India, have spoken about working for 70 hours, 80 hours. But after listening to you, I realized that this combination is not so much to do with hours. It's so much more to do with how you balance various aspects of your life. When you talk about parenting, it's about self-management and making sure the relationships dig. So, such a valuable contribution. All right. So, keeping that in mind, let me quickly move on and talk about the noise. You're the best person to clarify. Is this more to do with noise, or is this something that needs immediate attention? So, when we talk about kids, uh, nowadays people are talking about limiting screen times, encouraging more extracurricular activities, they're talking about therapy. So, give me some idea how important is emotional health for both kids and adults, and how much of that is about what parents do versus who parents are.
So here I would love to share about that it's all about conditioning, I feel. It's all about modeling. Okay, we don't have a parenting manual, obviously, but it's all about maybe we can have an awareness about how we can deal with the challenges at home the best way. Right. So recently, when I met a client of mine who was a parent, when I asked him about what the challenges he was facing, he shared with me that he's so guilty. And why? Because he was not able to spend good time with the child. Whenever he's going back home, the child is slept and he's not able to have a good time with him. And he always used to feel that guilt. But he couldn't work on that because the awareness was not there. So here, it's just an emotion of guilt a parent has. It's not, it doesn't mean that the parent is a guilty parent for sure or a worse parent. It's just the emotion. There are a lot of parts of an individual. So that guilt can be worked on when the awareness is there. So when I gave him the right strategy, how we can indulge maybe in the morning when he's going for the workplace, he can have like 20 or 15 minutes for time with the child so that he doesn't feel guilty the whole day that I'm going to spend when I go back home. Or maybe at the end of the day, when the child is just going back to sleep, have those 3 minutes of connection with the child. And he started doing that rather than feeling guilty all the day about, okay, I'm feeling guilty, I'm the worst parent, comparing on Instagram about, okay, that parent is doing a lot of things, main hi nahi kar raha hu. And then feeling more guilt beside. But if the parent now has self-awareness, things starts changing for that. Every time in the morning, the child starts coming to him now. And the bond has shifted. The connection has shifted. The emotion that we feel inside surpass to our child. If we are feeling guilty only not working through, the child is feeling that my parent is not making any effort to connect to me. But the change happens when this parent start working on it, and yes, the bond shows.
All right. So also about slightly older kids and young teenagers. Um, Now, let's say if there's a parent who would want to connect, but then that young parent realizes because we are in that age of digital times where young children are spending a lot of time on their phones. So, how do you guide a parent who has a 14-year-old girl or a boy to tackle something like this?
I can truly understand that this is a whole lot of chaos that is going at home many a times. First is from the start, they need to work on connection building. If, like, say, they haven't, start doing that from the early years. These are for the new parents. I'm just sharing. I know for the parents now, the children are now 14 years. They couldn't build that connection. But if you're a new parent, they can start building connection at the start only. So model it, condition the right way, how you can give the attentively the right time to your child. But let's say now things have already been done. Now we need to work on the connection building. Maybe when, let's say, it's the smallest thing is validation of emotion of every kid, everyone. It's not just all about the kid also. It's just about everyone. Let's say if you're going through something, Ashwini, and just you're feeling angry or you're feeling sad about something, rather than coming to and saying that, Ashwini, why are you feeling sad? You always are like, and you'll feel like you wish she, I don't want to talk to her. That this happens with a lot of parents. The child is feeling sad, but the child is feeling angry, and we as a parent go to them, why are you feeling angry? Every time we're like that, I'm coming home, disconnect. The child don't want to even share why they are feeling angry. So maybe the connection can only be done when the validation is happening here. Let's say you're coming back from workplace, you're meeting your child. The child is having a different mood here today, and the child is upset. Go back to the child. Have a connection. Talk about it. Do you want to share about? I feel like something happened. Do you want to share? Feel like you are angry. I know you're feeling like yelling, but maybe if I can help you with something. Maybe the child doesn't want to do it right away because you never did it. Just say these scripts to the child at that moment that I'm here with you. I know I wasn't there before, but you can come back to me anytime. Let's say the child won't come today, won't share today, maybe not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow also, but let's say after 5 days. If you give these things or validate, I know you're feeling that, rather than just saying why you're feeling that. Because it's not about why, it's all about connection and just validating and then maybe correcting the child. So, connection before correction is the key.
Oh, wonderful. You did mention that there is no playbook available, but the pointers that you're giving, those are no less than a playbook. I'm sure something that you've worked on and that you're passing on to these parents. But at the same time, keeping in mind that not only it's the digital era, it's also the AI era. All right. So parents are turning to ChatGPT. How to handle tantrum of a child who is extremely disappointed for XYZ reason. Now, one, how helpful is it? Second, is it quietly replacing the deeper self reflection that good parenting actually requires? If it is doing so, what's the antidote for that?
Yeah, looking at the AI, I feel like it's good. It's helping us. Yes, parents are now more aware. They, at time, if let's say the child is having a tantrum or the child is facing any issue or let's say anger is there, they check on Chat GPT or I have AI and ask, okay, my child is throwing a tantrum. Uh, what should I do? So here they're trying to work on that. And yes, AI is also helping you. But you also need to ask the right question to the AI at that. Then understand that what's beneath that emotion, rather than you thinking that how to handle that tantrum. Go down and understand. Okay, the tantrum is there, the anger is there. What made them feel like that? Connect to the core, because
Absolutely. No, that's exactly. So just strikes a chord that root cause analysis has to be done.
true. And there, I feel like AI is helping. Yeah, I feel like at times, always not, because it's more about emotional connection. It's more about building relationship. AI is just giving the information that is coded, that we have been provided. We people out there, the human have needed. So the human touch is not there. Yes, the AI will say that I'm here for you. The human connection is not there. So I feel like that is where we need to work on, and that is what personal touch is something incredible. Every people should always go for a personal touch rather than just AI. Yes, have information, have right awareness, do research. I'm not saying AI is bad, but it's just helping you make yourself going to another level of awareness, but it it can't be replaced. I feel like the connection is different, and it's the wow factor.
Wonderful. I think that's such a valid point. And obviously, the root cause analysis, perhaps. So, just a question that comes to my mind. Um, let's say that AI reaches to that point where it can do that root cause analysis you spoke about. At that point, for parents who are extremely career driven, okay, they would, that's my presumption, that they would turn to this AI, overly smart AI, heights of intelligence, I would say, rather just artificial intelligence. And some parents would like to do it who are chasing big careers. Um, is this advisable or not? One. Second, how would you coach a parent who is so obsessed with leaving everything to AI?
So, as I mentioned about it, and that's a right question, that yes, like at times there are a lot of assessments also happening through AI, and it is giving a good data about and good rating about where your child stands, where we stand, and there is a lot of good research happening, and it's great that you are getting the core, the inner strength, weakness, or all about the dilemmas or what challenges that the person is going through. Through AI, we can get in that, but it's all about the person has made it. So I feel that at the end of the day, if you connect to a mentor, to a guide, to a profession, let's say to a coach, where the coach is helping you through all the right things to be done. Let's say today AI has given you everything, right? YouTube also gives you everything. But we don't end up just asking the child only learn from YouTube. You send your child to schools, yes?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we can't just depend on the data that is provided through, AI or any kind of computer or laptops. You need to connect that to the right experts. So I feel like, yes, take knowledge, have awareness, but at the end of the day, connect with the experts. And, I feel like even when I was teaching, we all need guides. We have need guidance. Teachers are our gurus and we can't do anything without them. So I feel like guidance for everything. If you do it, the best change happens. So it's a game changer.
And I hits the bullseye. Uh, Keeping that in mind, uh, correct me if I'm wrong. You are a certified expressive art therapist. Wonderful. That's something super rare. Okay. One, how did you get into it? Second, how does expressive art therapy work for children and families? And what can a parent do at home without any training to open up creative emotional expression with it?
Amazing question, and I would love to answer that. First, how I did, get inside this expressive arts, because I'm just a creative person, not good in ads so much. Yeah, expressive arts here says as how you can express your emotion to different art modalities. It can be, it can be drawing, it can be dance, music, anything, movement too, anything that you can do to express yourself, right? Right now also we are expressing our feel, how we are providing value to people. So at times when you connect with children, let's say I ask my child how you feeling, at times children are not able to answer verbally, right? Because they don't have the right verbatim about that. At times when the parents are, going haywire about what to do, how to connect to the child, maybe just ask the child or sit with the child. That rather than just asking how you're feeling, how is it day, just maybe have some colors, crayons, putting out there, have just a sheet, any sheet you can take, and just ask your child that can you just draw how your day went, what was the best part of the day, and you will be amazed to see what comes through when they express through. It's a different feeling. And at times children sings, at times children just share through the art. And when you see, it's very different. At times children just draw with a, red circle and they say that for them, because it's all about perspective, for them red means excitement.
Wonderful. Absolutely.
For me, red means, let's say, anger. For you, red can be a rose. That is bright, as beautiful. So it denotes different for different people. So you don't have to be like, okay, sky is blue hi hoga. Nahi. It can be pink, it can be, yellow. And we have styles like, yeah, we have Sarita. It's just that वो हम road learning बचपन से सिखाते हैं ना कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए.
So true.
So that comes out when you just give an open space and the creativity comes in, and that's what express bands do. The Bahi parents can try that at home. Pep and dancing helps in order to, work through expression of emotion.
Well, to be very I think subconsciously I've been aware of this, but the way you put it, suddenly this becomes, comes to the forefront of my conscious understanding, which ideally, which is great. And I'm sure you're sharing these tips with a lot of parents. Some of your case studies are working out as expected. It's such an amazing thing to discover. All right, moving on. Being a psychologist, I'm sure you do conduct certain analysis before you start counting a parent or a student. Okay, so give me some idea. One, how valuable are these psychometric tests? Okay, and second, at what stage should they be taken for children specifically?
So there are a lot of tests that happens, and yes, they are valid. They are giving the right score or the right evaluation. It depends on the test to test, and it depends which age bracket we are doing, right? So there are a lot of psychometric tests that goes in, personality assessments, then there are cognitive assessments. So they are different, and there are parts of us that are coming through, those assessments, like our interest, our expression, our strength, our weakness. At times, it Also, we get an awareness about the kind of attachment style that we have. And from attachment style, we can understand that how the person can take decisions in life. Maybe let's say if we are taking a career assessment, a psychometric assessment for career, right? Here also, if you get to know about the attachment style, you'll able to understand, okay, if let's say this person is getting into sales, if this person is getting into, let's say, operations, how, choices that this person can make looking at the attachment style. Maybe anxious, maybe secure, maybe all these avoids. Just imagine if a salesperson is having an avoidance style, how will he able to work through his sales? So he'll listen right through, right? So it's amazing. कहते हैं ना कि आपको diagnosis पता चल जाता है, you'll get to the solution in a very better way. So when we get to know, when we go to doctor, उनको पता होता है these are the symptoms, right?
Yes.
And then the doctor provides the medicine. So it's the same like that. When you do core assessment, things comes in very easily. It's there, it's documented, it's quantified. So you are able to get through, okay, where to work, where to not, and gives a clear space. So with clarity comes the, I feel, different work that we can do together. So it's the best thing. I recommend everyone, like 100%. Go for it. If you're getting it done, get it done. From any age group, you can do it.
Okay, wonderful. So a lot of people have also connected me that for children, you typically don't have a psychometric test. It's mostly probably some corporates, okay, or maybe college students. I don't know, is there a right term that exists for children when it comes to a psychometric test? Or is there any test that you would recommend, let's say, for any child between the age of 12 to 17 that ideally can be conducted and can be extremely useful in the quantifiable diagnosis that you spoke about?
Okay, so there are a lot of tests that can be done. I don't want to name a lot of tests here, but I would love to share one of the tests that I used to do. It's a test that which is done through fingerprint analysis. Yeah, it's called a TMIT test that I used to do and I've been doing, and I have been getting great results from that. When we do it, and we can do it after 5 years of age, and anyone can conduct these testing for their children, even if they want to do on themselves also, because it can be done, because it's all about the fingerprint analysis. And for every person out there, the fingerprints are different, right? It
Absolutely.
gives you the right analysis about the cognition, about where you stand, about maybe in the future which career option like it can select. If you are confused, it can give you a clear idea about the strength, also about the relationships that this person or this child can hold up to, where to give the right direction. And there are a lot that helps. So when a parent is reading that report, we also provide them a good run through of the report so that they are able to analyze. It's a bit of a descriptive report that gives a lot of good idea and clarity about the person.
Wonderful. Sounds very essential where you put it. All right, now, couple of questions. Right? These are so prevalent in today's time, especially for teenagers. One of the most consequential decisions a young Indian makes is choosing between science covers and humanities at the age of 14 or 15, often with enormous parental pressure and very little self knowledge. How can well designed assessments actually change the quality of that decision? To some degree, you've also already answered that. I would like you to put final touches to this very important question.
I feel like at times when the child, let's say, is not interested in maths, let's say, they don't motivate in science. If you do an assessment, please get it done. Don't force your child, because at times the parents just per se they have an analogy that okay, I couldn't do this thing in my life back then. I want my child to see as I'm an engineer, but I wanted to be a doctor. My child will do. But if let's say the child is not interested, why to put pressure on a child? But parents do. I'm sorry, but there are a lot of times who come to me, end up crying for their kids not listening to them. And then if, let's say, with pressure, the kids are listening to the parents and end up going to maths, even if they are not interested in, it becomes a whole lot of pressure in the mind of the child and how to crack down because I'm not good in maths. Let's say I share transparently, I was not good at maths. My parents never pressurized me, have maths in my life ever. Just imagine if I had been asked from my parents, like, Tripti, you have to do, I would have been in trauma. So just imagine, please, parents, try to understand the level of your child. वो कुछ भी करेंगे ना बेस्ट करेंगे बट वो खुद के इंटरेस्ट से करेंगे तो बेस्ट निकाल पाएंगे. I understand at times child is not also clear, so maybe get assessment done. At times child is also get influenced by peers, environment, looking at okay, वो भी pilot बन रहा है. Maybe they saw on Instagram people enjoying life being a pilot, but they don't have interest. और maybe वो study pilot की कर ही नहीं पाएंगे, but just influence से बोल रहे हैं. Assessment कराओ ना, get it checked. And at times the children are also not right. They're just having a vibe ki kar lete hain, just to show off. But when assessment is done, they get literally a good picture, the right picture, clarity, and things become easy for you and your child. Make it a thing.
So, Bhativ, the next question, again, something that you specialize in. It's actually a very long scripted question, but I'll not ask you that way. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Burnout. All right? For both parents and kids.
How do I?
Resolve that for them.
So I feel like for parents and for kids, let's say for parents first. I feel like the biggest thing, the biggest challenge that some parents are facing is having their own self care. They don't get time for themselves. Because at times they are also burdened with a lot of things to be done at the workplace front. Then coming back home, they have real responsibility of handling pressure at home, second kids, giving time to them. So there's a lot of thing goes in. Just imagine if you start taking care of yourself also, because you can't pour from an empty. And it's something that if, let's say, I'm going back home after the session, let's say, and I'm exhausted. I don't have energy to smile. I'm just faking it. It's not you. Maybe reaching back home, have that 10 minutes of yourself. Maybe if you're having your car, sit in your car, just relax, whatever suits you. Maybe go have a cup of coffee when you enter your home. You feel like that helps you. Have that 10 minutes with yourself. Sit, introspect, calm down, then go back to your child. It will help you. Maybe do anything that helps you, but understand, have an awareness that what will change me. And I feel like real self-care is not about pampering, not about talking to anyone, meeting friends, but more about what do you do throughout the day. Number one, I feel like saying no. It's a very important self-care that parent can do, that can help them get out of boredom. At times they take a lot of pressure by saying yes and end up pressurizing themselves because they already have a lot of things and they burn out themselves with success to a number of people, and then they don't want to do that. But being people pleaser, they do that. And pleasing people, you will surpass skill to your child too. They will become the same. Right? So saying no to people out there, at times it helps. You can say it assertively. You don't have to be rude. You can say, I'm so sorry, I can't do this. And people will understand. Maybe will be people who won't. It's okay. You don't have to be good in everyone's face. And I feel like there are things, expect the right things from yourself, having right expectation, the second set of care, from yourself, from your child, from your family. Because at time we expect from 5-year-old child to this, even if the child can't do, you're expecting wrong. Right expectation. From your wife, from your husband, from your family. Right expectation. Have a filter in front of your ears because we listen to a number of people. That's something very important. At times we don't have filter, and if a person or a parent is saying to you today that you did something wrong, you end up thinking, overthinking, you couldn't sleep. So have a filter. Everything is not upon what people are saying.
What?
So I feel like this is something very important for parents.
How about kids?
Yeah, coming back to kids here, for kids, I feel like they अगर बचपन से ही ना वो मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए हम एज ए पेरेंट्स हम बहुत करेंगे. We will give them the space to express their emotion. They'll be more that they are not suffering for any. When they are coming back home, they know I have amazing. I've read a client recently who was facing a lot of bullying issues in the school.
All right.
She was a girl of ninth class. She was facing bullying issues in the school. And she mentioned to me that my I'm facing a lot of bullying issues, but that I go back to I'm the happiest because from the beginning, she's in ninth class right now. From the beginning, she got an amazing upbringing, open space where she can come back and share anything with mama and papa. And she will, like, I'm the happiest at home because they understand me. She have been sharing, venting out with mommy, papa, and they say I'm here, listening, not neglecting the fact that okay, why you're saying people are bullying you, but taking care of okay, how she can also work better in the school when these concerns are happening. So it's all about having the right awareness and how they know that how they can handle their emotions because everyone can have overwhelming emotions. But let's say today the children are feeling any anger emotion. If they are able to handle better, they would be feeling that yes, let's say they are feeling angry rather than reacting. They know how to respond. They will be a better individual from now. So it's all about conditioning at the start and modeling the right behavior.
Wonderful. Can't tell you the way those last 30 minutes with you have added so much value to my perspective. I want us to talk about these things for another once, and I realize we time on our hands, so I'll not hold you hostage. One quick last question for you: if you could leave every parent, student, and working professional in India with one insight about relationship between psychological health, self-knowledge, and building a life and career they are genuinely proud of, what would that?
It's very deep.
Yeah, I will save the best for.
So for every parent, for every individual, like you mean to say that how they can be proud of? Can you just come up again?
Yes. One insight
Mm-hmm.
for all these people about relationship
Mm-hmm.
between psychological health, self, and building a life and a career they are genuinely proud of. To be honest, it's too many questions in one, and I've really put you on the spot for this. As I said, tried my best to say it the best for the last. You can take. I want you to give your perspective. I think the question you've understood it. I don't want this to be just objective. I want you to leave us with your experience.
So at the end, I feel like it's all about being kind to each other, right? And the least we can do is being kind to ourselves and to others. First starts from ourselves because if we are not kind, if we are blaming ourselves, cursing ourselves, how we pour to the world, right? So first, as an individual, if you are a parent, first we need to have an awareness about where we are standing. Are we feeling happy and proud about what we are doing today? Are we aware? Because with clarity, things change. So if let's say I have read this quote somewhere in the book that if you have the best self awareness, you can tackle anything in life. You know this has to be done this way. I know now okay. I feel angry this moment. How I can what's my response plan? Kudos, you can change, you can work. Because challenges will come, but how you can cater to those challenges, how you regulate that, that's works. That is the work. That work is gold, I feel. So here, it's all about, as you mentioned, about the relationship between the self-knowledge and everything. It comes down to self-awareness. And when I talk about self-awareness, it starts at home, right? So when you also give the right space and validate, first of all, your emotion, others' emotion, rather than just correcting every other time of your child of other people, because we are all humans, we won't connect किसी भी relationship में देख लो आप, be it parenting, be it a colleague, we just need validation and things happen easily, right? In a workplace also, कितना भी आप level of successful हो जाओ, but if you are a good human being, people will not connect to you. If you're a leader, you are just leading yourself and having things within yourself, how you lead people, how people will follow you. You will be at the end of the day, you feel alone if you don't connect. So belongingness must be there. So I feel like once we validate, well, once for corporates also, once we give the open space to our employees and give them this open space to share, if at times they're feeling heavy, let them. So the open space, the validation, that creates the ground, and when we start to work on emotional intelligence, the change starts happening. So I feel like everywhere, in the schools also, now things have started. The awareness about mental health, people are starting, and I feel like that's a game changer. The curriculum must be designed as teaching them emotional intelligence, so that maybe the next generation in 2040, I would love to hear more of young generation feeling easy to talk about that, rather than having saying that it's a taboo, or this person is thinking or having a thoughts about self-harm. We should not talk about it, or judging. A lot of judgments are there. I feel like if we could create a awareness like that everywhere, starting from schools, we can have a lot of best changes in the whole India. Maybe we can start the bit from where we are right.
Fantastic. I think this has been super enriching and useful. Thank you for all the pointers and those little stories, especially the story that you gave. The girl who was in ninth standard and was being bullied, and when she goes home and she finds a happy space at home, it's lovely to know. And I wish more and more parents end up creating something like this for their children. And at the same time, the institutions also take that into consideration. So, Tripti, thanks for being here. Thanks for taking our time. You had a busy day today, and you have to travel a long way back home. And in spite of that, you made sure to be here. I am so grateful to you, and I'm sure we'll connect again soon. And there are so many topics which are going to come out of this conversation. Probably we'll do another podcast.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And thank you so much, Ashwini, for having me.
That's lovely.